Bella and Lena's sleepover. In a quiet neighborhood where twinkly lights had just started to sparkle in windows, Bella was bouncing with excitement. Her cousin Lena was coming over for a special 2-day sleepover, and Bella couldn't wait. She stood by the window in her cozy orange sweater with the little pumpkin on it, peeking outside. When she saw Auntie Susie's car pull up, Bella ran to the door. "Lena's here," she called happily. Lena came inside with her little overnight bag and the biggest smile. She wore a puffy winter coat and had her favorite stuffed bunny tucked under her arm. "Hi, Bella," Lena said, giving her cousin a big hug. They wiggled with happiness and jumped up and down together before taking off their boots. Bella's mom smiled and said, "You two are going to have such a fun time." And oh, they did. The next morning, after a cozy breakfast, Bella's mom had a surprise. "We're going to a cozy little cafe today," she said. The girls squealed with joy and hurried to get ready. Bella wore her flower beige rain boots and a soft hat with bunny ears. Lena wore a pink fuzzy jacket and a big smile. At the cafe, they sat at a tiny round table with a red checkered tablecloth and a little candle flickering in a jar. They each ordered a scoop of ice cream and a big warm waffle with swirls of chocolate on top. Lena said, licking chocolate from her spoon. "It's the best sleepover breakfast ever," Bella giggled. After the cafe, they walked home hand in hand with Bella's mom. Snowflakes had started to fall, and the world looked like a snow globe. Back at the house, Bella's mom brought out a special box. "Time to help with some Christmas decorating," she said with a wink. Bella and Lena opened the box and gasped with joy. It was full of snowflake stickers, shiny stars, and little holiday treasures. The girls ran to the big windows and carefully placed the snowflakes one by one. "This one goes up high," Lena said, reaching on her tiptoes. Bella helped press a sparkly one low near the bottom. The windows slowly turned into a winter wonderland. Later, they rolled out a red mat on the table and opened a kit to build their very own gingerbread house. The cookies smelled sweet and spicy, and the icing came in a little squishy tube. "Let's make the roof pink," Bella said. "And add lots of candy buttons," Lena added. They giggled and concentrated hard, sticking little jelly beans and sugar stars onto the roof. The frosting got on their fingers and even on Bella's nose, but the house turned out so cute. "It looks like a fairy lives there," Lena whispered. After washing their hands, they moved on to painting. Bella's mom laid out paper, brushes, and lots of colors. Lena painted a winter bunny, and Bella painted a big red heart and a Christmas tree with blue ornaments. They made swirly patterns and little snowflakes, and even tried painting each other's names in sparkly gold. When the sun started to go down, the house smelled like cinnamon and cocoa. The girls snuggled under a soft blanket on the couch, watching a holiday cartoon while sipping warm berry juice in little mugs with snowmen on them. That night, they slept on a big mattress in Bella's living room with fluffy blankets and twinkling fairy lights all around. The next morning, the house was quiet and still, with soft white snow falling outside the windows. Bella blinked her eyes open and saw Lena already sitting up on the big mattress in the living room, wrapped in a fuzzy blanket and looking out the window. "It's still snowing," Lena whispered. Bella smiled. "Perfect for a cozy morning." They padded into the kitchen where Bella's mom was already making something warm and steamy in a big pot. "Porridge today," she said cheerfully, stirring slowly. But not just any porridge. She pulled out a tiny bottle and gave the girls a wink. "We're going to make it pink." The girls clapped and giggled as Bella's mom added just a few drops of pink food color into the porridge, turning it a soft, rosy color. Then she sprinkled in a bit of cinnamon. "It smells like hugs," Lena said, sniffing the air. Bella got out the bowls, and her mom carefully spooned in the warm pink porridge, topping each with a swirl of oat milk and a tiny pinch of brown sugar. They sat at the kitchen table, cozy in their pajamas, and ate slowly, happily. "This is my new favorite breakfast," Bella said with a grin. "Mine too," Lena agreed, scraping her bowl clean. Later that day, Bella's mom had a little plan before it was time to take Lena home. She said, "Let's stop by Auntie Jay's on the way. Nina's home today." So after getting dressed and putting on warm jackets, boots, and hats, they hopped in the car and drove through the soft snow to Nina's house. As soon as they stepped inside, Nina ran to the door. Come in," she said excitedly. "We're having warm milk with chai syrup." Auntie Jay poured warm milk into little mugs, added a splash of sweet chai syrup, and gave each girl a swirl of foam on top. Then came Victor, toddling in with a big grin. "Me too," he said, climbing up onto a chair with a little boost from Auntie Jay. And right behind him was little Isaac in his cozy outfit, being gently lifted into his high chair with his own little cup of warm milk, without the syrup but just as delicious. Now the whole table was full of happy faces. Bella, Lena, Nina, Victor, and little Isaac, all sipping their warm drinks, giggling softly and swinging their legs under the table. "This is the best chai party ever," Nina said, carefully holding her mug with both hands. Victor made a happy sound after each sip, while Isaac tapped his cup gently on his tray like it was a drum. Then, with warm tummies and cozy hearts, the music began playing in the living room, soft at first, then bouncy and fun. The girls hopped up and twirled and danced around the rug, while Victor did his best little wiggle dance, and Isaac clapped along from his chair. Bella's mom and Auntie Jay sat nearby, smiling at the beautiful, silly, happy moment. But soon it was time to say goodbye. They waved goodbye to Nina, Victor, and little Isaac, and then Bella, Lena, and Bella's mom stepped out into the chilly afternoon air. The snowflakes were still gently falling as they got into the car. They drove Lena home first, and Auntie Susie came out to greet them with a big smile. Lena waved and blew kisses before running inside, still talking about the gingerbread house and the pink porridge. Then Bella and her mom drove back home, the car warm and quiet. Bella looked out the window, her heart full. "That was the best 2 days," she said softly. Her mom smiled and reached over to squeeze her hand. Yes, it really was. And as the snowflakes danced in the air outside, Bella snuggled in her seat, thinking about waffles and gingerbread and dancing in fuzzy socks, already dreaming about the next cozy adventure. The Snowman's Scarf. In a quiet, snowy meadow where the world was soft and white like a giant blanket of marshmallows, there stood a cheerful snowman named Mr. Snowbuckle. He had shiny black button eyes, a carrot nose that pointed slightly to the left, and a smile made of tiny pebbles that always looked warm, even though he was made of snow. This morning, snowflakes were drifting gently from the sky, swirling and twirling like they were dancing. Mr. Snowbuckle loved the snow. He loved the crisp air, the chilly breeze, and the crunch of snow under visitors' boots. But as he wiggled a little to greet the morning, he noticed something unusual. "Oh dear," he mumbled softly. "My scarf, my warm, cozy, stripy scarf. It's gone." Mr. Snowbuckle looked down. His snowy tummy was bare. Yesterday, he had been wearing his favorite scarf, bright red with white and green stripes. It wrapped around him perfectly, keeping him feeling extra cozy, even though he didn't get cold. But now it was missing. He looked behind him. He looked to the side. He looked under a tiny snow mound. Where could it be, he wondered. Just then, he heard the gentle sound of hooves crunching in the snow. Out from behind a snow-covered pine tree stepped his friend, Rory the reindeer. Rory had soft brown fur, warm, gentle eyes, and antlers sprinkled with snowflakes. "Good morning, Mr. Snowbuckle," Rory called in his jingly, cheerful voice. "Why do you look worried?" Mr. Snowbuckle sniffled, even though snowmen don't really sniffle. "Oh, Rory, I've lost my scarf, my favorite one. I must have dropped it somewhere in all this snow." Rory's ears perked up. "Don't worry, I'm a great finder. I'll help you look." And with that, the snowman and the reindeer set off together through the snowy meadow. The snowflakes fell thicker now, swirling all around them. Rory walked slow so Mr. Snowbuckle's round snowy feet could keep up. Every so often, Mr. Snowbuckle called out, "Scarf! Hello! Where are you?" Rory giggled. "I don't think scarves can talk, but maybe it will help." They went to the little hill first. Snow had piled up from the wind, forming little bumps like puffy marshmallow pillows. Rory used his nose to brush aside the snow. "No scarf here," he said. Then they went to the big pine tree, where snow hung from the branches like sparkly icicles. Mr. Snowbuckle peeked behind the trunk. "No scarf here," he sighed. Next, they headed to the frozen pond. It was covered with smooth ice that shined like a mirror. Rory trotted to the edge and looked around. Not here either." Mr. Snowbuckle drooped a little. "Oh dear, maybe it's gone forever." But Rory shook his antlers. Never. Let's keep going. I won't give up. They walked toward a little row of bushes dusted in soft snow. As they got closer, Rory suddenly gasped. His nose twitched. I smell something woolly. Mr. Snowbuckle blinked. Woolly? Rory nodded. Yes, and stripy. They hurried to the bushes, pushing aside snowy branches, and there, caught gently on a low twig, was a splash of color. Red, green, and white stripes. My scarf, Mr. Snowbuckle cheered. You found it, Rory grinned and gently pulled the scarf loose. It fluttered in the cold breeze, looking just as warm and cozy as before. Rory wrapped it carefully around Mr. Snowbuckle's snowy neck. There, he said proudly. All warm again. Mr. Snowbuckle's pebble smile seemed even bigger. Oh, Rory, thank you. What would I do without you? Rory laughed softly. That's what friends are for. They stood together, looking at the snowy meadow. Snowflakes danced all around them, making the world feel like a winter wonderland. Would you like to walk some more? Rory asked. Oh yes, said Mr. Snowbuckle. And this time, my scarf will stay right where it belongs. And so, with the scarf wrapped snugly around him and a good friend by his side, Mr. Snowbuckle and Rory trotted off through the snow, laughing, exploring, and enjoying the beautiful winter day together. The missing chocolate buttons. In a quiet clearing deep inside the forest, where snowflakes twirled gently from the sky and smoke puffed cheerfully from chimneys, lived Barnaby the bear and his best friend, Felix the fox. One wintry morning, Barnaby peeked out the window of his cozy little cabin. Everything outside looked soft and white, like the world had been wrapped in a fluffy blanket. It's the perfect day for baking, Barnaby said, rubbing his paws together with excitement. He bundled up in his scarf and padded over to Felix's den. The fox was already outside, leaping around in the snow, making little fox-shaped prints. Felix, do you want to come over and make gingerbread cookies with me? Barnaby called. Felix's eyes lit up. Gingerbread? With chocolate buttons and all? With chocolate buttons and all, Barnaby nodded. Then yes, Felix cheered, bouncing through the snow beside his big bear friend. Back at Barnaby's cabin, the fire was crackling and the kitchen was warm. They rolled up their sleeves. Well, Barnaby rolled up his sleeves. Felix mostly just fluffed his fur and got to work. They stirred flour and spices, cracked eggs, and added sweet honey and cinnamon. The whole cabin soon smelled like a cookie dream. Barnaby carefully rolled out the dough, while Felix used little cutters to make gingerbread bears and foxes, stars, and hearts. This one's you, Felix said, pointing to a bear-shaped cookie. And this one's you, Barnaby grinned, pointing to a tiny, pointy-eared fox. When the cookies were on the tray and ready to be decorated, Barnaby reached for the chocolate buttons. He said, looking puzzled. That's strange. I thought I had a whole bowl of chocolate buttons here. Maybe you dropped them, Felix offered, his mouth mysteriously full. Barnaby shrugged and got another bowl of buttons. He pressed 3 into the tummy of each cookie. But when he turned around to get the icing, some of the buttons were gone again. Huh? Said Barnaby. Felix? Are you seeing this? Felix looked very serious. That is odd. Maybe the buttons are hiding. Barnaby chuckled and shook his head, adding more buttons. A few minutes later, poof, gone again. This time Barnaby turned quickly and caught Felix with a chocolate button in his paw, halfway to his mouth. Felix, Barnaby gasped. Are you the one eating all the buttons? Felix blinked, then burst into giggles. I can't help it. They're so round and melty and delicious. Barnaby stared for a moment. Then his belly gave a big laughing rumble. Well, they are very good, he said. Maybe we can eat a few and use the rest for the cookies. So they made a new rule. 1 button for the cookie, 1 button for the baker. And with that, the decorating went smoothly, though some cookies had only 2 buttons, or 1, or none. Oops, Felix said with a chocolatey grin. When the cookies were baked, golden brown and smelling of warm spices, the 2 friends sat by the window with mugs of warm milk and a plate full of their silly, lopsided, button-missing cookies. Some were perfect, and some were missing a few buttons, but all were delicious. Best cookie day ever, Felix said, licking his paw. Barnaby nodded, even if some of the buttons disappeared along the way. They both giggled, watching the snow fall outside, their tummies full of cookies and their hearts full of joy.
The end. Don't forget to subscribe.